こんばんは。リラックスしながらお聞きください。英語で国内ニュースから今日の主なニュースをお届けします。
In Kaminokawa Town, Tochigi, on the morning of May 14th, multiple intruders broke into a home. 3 family members were beaten with a crowbar-like object, and a 69-year-old mother died. Police are investigating this as a robbery. One man has been apprehended in connection with the incident.
6 individuals, including a company executive, were arrested on May 14th for allegedly soliciting investments in unregistered overseas financial products. They are suspected of collecting about 87 billion yen from around 7,300 people nationwide since August 2014. Police are investigating the details of the financial operations.
Early on May 14th, a tour bus in Tokyo's Edogawa ward veered onto a sidewalk and crashed into 2 utility poles, breaking them. There were no passengers on the bus. As of 11 a.m., the accident has caused a power outage in the nearby area.
2 Vietnamese men were arrested for allegedly trespassing into the house of the Setagaya family murder, which happened 25 years ago. They are suspected of breaking a window and entering the preserved vacant house, attempting to steal valuables. However, they reportedly left without taking anything. Police are investigating.
Aya Ishiguro, former morning musume, spoke for the first time since her husband, Luna C. drummer Shinya, passed away on February 17th at 56. At a farewell event on May 14th, she praised Shinya for his unwavering smile and strength during his battle with stage 4 colon cancer.
President Donald Trump is holding a summit with Chinese President Xi Jinping in China. President Xi opened by stating stable bilateral relations benefit the world. The leaders are expected to discuss key issues, including the Middle East, Ukraine, and the Korean Peninsula.
A Saitama high school teacher was arrested on May 14th, suspected of attempted sexual assault on a female student. He allegedly invited her home using his position. Police also found images and videos of sexual acts with other female students on his phone.
Japan's long-term interest rates rose to 2.6% on May 13th, a 29-year high. This increase is driven by global inflation concerns and rising oil prices. Despite the Bank of Japan's hawkish stance, some analysts now believe a 3% long-term interest rate is possible.
Honda announced its last fiscal year's financial results, reporting an operating loss of 414.3 billion yen and a net loss of 423.9 billion yen. This is Honda's first operating and net loss since its listing, mainly due to losses from electric vehicle development.
Osaka police dismissed Inspector Shin Goto, 52, on May 14th. He was charged with stealing 10.11 million yen from a suspicious death scene in March. Goto admitted to taking the cash, citing secret debts. The money was later returned to the victim's family.
次は社会のニュースです。
The Liberal Democratic Party has approved a bill to amend the Code of Criminal Procedure. This amendment will generally forbid prosecutors from appealing decisions to begin a retrial. A retrial means a new trial. The LDP approved this on the 14th at a special General Council meeting, aiming to revise the retrial system.
Japan's blue ticket system for bicycle violations began in April 2026. In its first month, 2,147 tickets were issued nationwide. Failure to stop accounted for 40% of violations, followed by distracted riding. Tokyo had the highest number. Additionally, 135,855 guidance and warning slips were issued, exceeding last year's monthly average.
In Hiroshima City, numerous bear sightings in a residential area led to 11 nearby schools closing on May 14th. Police received reports of bears appearing in Sayeki Ward from early morning until night on May 13th. The closures affected elementary, junior high, and high schools in the area.
On May 14th morning, several people broke into a home in Kaminokawa Town, Tochigi Prefecture. 3 family members were beaten with a crowbar-like object. A 69-year-old mother died. Police are investigating this as a robbery. They have secured 1 man suspected of being involved in the incident.
2 Vietnamese nationals were arrested for suspected attempted theft. This happened after intrusion signs were found last December at the Setagaya house. This house was the scene of the unsolved murder of a family of 4, which occurred 26 years ago. Police are investigating.
2 people, including an Ibaraki pet shop owner, were arrested. They are suspected of capturing Ryukyu leaf turtles, a national natural monument in Okinawa. It's believed they sent the turtles to the shop via parcel delivery, hidden in laundry nets and disguised as clothing.
6 individuals, including a Tokyo investment agency manager, were arrested. They are suspected of illegally raising about 87 billion yen. They allegedly sold unregistered overseas financial products, promising a 12% annual return. The agency reportedly used non-disclosure agreements to expand its investor base.
Osaka Prefectural Police dismissed Inspector Shin Goto, 52. He was indicted for stealing 10.11 million yen from the scene of a suspicious death in March. Goto admitted to the crime, citing secret debts. The police recovered the stolen money and returned it to the deceased's family.
The government is considering electricity and gas subsidies for July to September. This aims to reduce household costs during high cooling demand, as prices are expected to rise due to Middle East tensions. Funding options include using reserve funds or a supplementary budget for fiscal year 2026.
15 years after the Fukushima Daiichi accident, Tokyo Electric Power Company, TEPCO, has resumed commercial operations. In April, TEPCO restarted its Kashiwazaki Kariwa nuclear power plant after a 14-year halt. This is a significant step following the unprecedented nuclear disaster.
次はビジネス関連のニュースです。
Japan's long-term interest rates climbed to 2.6%, a 29-year high. This rise reflects global inflation worries and higher oil prices. Market expectations for further rate hikes are increasing, with some analysts seeing rates reaching 3%. Despite the Bank of Japan's hawkish stance, there is still a risk of its actions lagging market trends.
Honda reported its first net loss since listing in 1957, with a 423.9 billion yen deficit for the fiscal year ending March 2026. This was mainly due to a 1.57 trillion yen loss from canceling 3 electric vehicle models' development amid a cooling U.S. EV market. Honda expects to return to profit next fiscal year.
Calbee will raise prices on 25 products, including potato chips and Jagariko, from September 1st. Potato chips will increase by 5 to 10%, and Jagariko by 3 to 10%. This is due to rising costs for ingredients like potatoes and increased transport expenses. Some larger bags will also reduce content while keeping prices unchanged.
The Liberal Democratic Party's General Council has approved an amendment to the Criminal Procedure Code. This revision aims to reform Japan's retrial system. The key change will, in principle, prohibit prosecutors from appealing decisions made to grant a retrial. This move seeks to streamline the process for those seeking a review of past convictions.
A bill to establish a new disaster prevention agency has been approved by a lower house special committee. The Prime Minister stated the agency would mobilize all forces from industry, academia, government, and the private sector. This initiative aims to strengthen Japan's disaster response capabilities and improve coordination in prevention efforts.
Bank of Japan board member Hajime Masu stated that an early rate hike is desirable if no clear signs of an economic downturn appear. He also noted that the Middle East situation, potentially causing energy shortages, could lead to both economic slowdown and rising prices, posing difficult judgments for central banks.
The Railway Bureau Director, Tetsuto Igarashi, apologized to Nippon Ishin no-kai lawmakers for inappropriate remarks regarding the Hokuriku Shinkansen extension. He had suggested that if cost-benefit analysis alone decided projects, politics wouldn't be needed. Igarashi retracted his comments, and the ministry issued a strict verbal warning.
The government is considering subsidies for electricity and gas prices this summer. This move comes as prices are expected to rise further due to the Middle East situation. The conflict is causing an increase in the cost of liquefied natural gas, which is crucial for thermal power generation, impacting household utility bills.
では、スポーツニュースをお伝えします。
Dodgers' Shohei Ohtani secured his third win of the season, pitching 7 scoreless innings against the Giants. Focusing solely on pitching, his strong performance lowered his earned run average to 0.82. This impressive ERA now ranks him as the top pitcher across both major leagues, highlighting his dominant start.
Yomiuri Giants veteran Hayato Sakamoto reached a significant milestone last night. In the 12th inning against Hiroshima, he hit a walk-off 3-run home run. This powerful hit marked his 300th career home run. Sakamoto is now only the 48th player in professional baseball history to achieve this remarkable feat.
The terrestrial TV schedule for Japan's World Cup group stage matches has been set. NHK and Nippon TV announced the details today. May 14th, the tournament starts on June 12th. NHK General will broadcast Japan's first and third matches against the Netherlands and Sweden. Nippon TV will air Japan's second match against Tunisia.
Figure skater Kaori Sakamoto announced her retirement and marriage at a May 13th press conference. The first Japanese woman to compete in 3 consecutive Olympics, she won a silver medal at the Milan Cortina Games. Sakamoto reflected that practicing felt like youth. She plans to focus on coaching and perform in ice shows.
Japan national football player Kaoru Mitoma has suffered a serious injury, requiring about 2 months for recovery. This news, confirmed on May 13th, comes less than a month before the World Cup. The injury could impact his selection for the national team, whose roster will be announced on May 15th.
Cubs pitcher Shota Imanaga started against the Braves, allowing 2 runs into the 8th inning. Despite his good pitching, he suffered his 3rd loss of the season due to lack of run support. Cubs outfielder Seiya Suzuki also went hitless in the game on May 13th as the team struggled.
An established American magazine has released its list of the top 10 worst contracts in baseball. Among the players mentioned in this list is Masataka Yoshida, an outfielder for the Boston Red Sox. This report highlights some of the most challenging contracts currently in Major League Baseball.
Yokohama Dina Baystars catcher Yuta Yamamoto has been traded to the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. In exchange, SoftBank pitcher Shuto Ogata and infielder Tomoya Inoue will join the Baystars. Both teams announced the trade on May 12th. Yamamoto was Dina's starting catcher, and the trade aims to strengthen Dina's pitching.
Dodgers manager Dave Roberts explained Shohei Ohtani's hitting rest is to reset his body. Ohtani focused solely on pitching on May 13th and did not bat. He is also expected to rest from hitting today due to fatigue. Mookie Betts will bat leadoff in Ohtani's place, with Teoscar Hernandez as designated hitter.
Takaaki Kitano resigned as president of the Japan Bobsleigh Luge and Skeleton Federation on May 12th. He apologized for making inappropriate remarks in January about the men's bobsleigh team missing the Olympics. Kitano also stepped down as vice president and board member of the Japanese Olympic Committee, citing personal reasons.
続いて、国際ニュースです。
U.S. President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping met in Beijing on May 14th. They agreed to build a constructive and strategically stable relationship. Key discussions included Middle East affairs, trade, and Taiwan. Xi warned that mishandling Taiwan could cause conflict, stating Taiwan independence is incompatible with peace. Both leaders expressed a desire for partnership.
Chinese President Xi Jinping stated that Taiwan independence and peace in the Taiwan Strait are incompatible. He also emphasized that stability in the Taiwan Strait is the greatest common denominator for the United States and China. This message reinforces China's firm position on the issue.
During his meeting with U.S. President Trump in Beijing, Chinese President Xi Jinping declared China and America should be partners, not rivals. He added that 2026 would be a historic year. President Trump expressed honor to meet his friend, believing they would build a great relationship.
Chinese President Xi Jinping declared, "There are no winners in a trade war." He emphasized that the essence of U.S.-China economic and trade relations is win-win. This statement highlights China's view on resolving trade disputes for mutually beneficial outcomes between the two nations.
Ukraine's Air Force reported Russia launched an unprecedented 753 drones during daytime on May 13th. This scale of attack is unusual. Despite a recent ceasefire mediated by U.S. President Trump, fighting continues. 710 drones were shot down, but at least 14 people died and 80 were injured.
Israel's government revealed Prime Minister Netanyahu secretly visited the UAE and met President Mohammed during military operations against Iran. However, the United Arab Emirates officially denies this secret visit. This report comes amid ongoing efforts to strengthen relations between the two nations.
Iran's Revolutionary Guard announced it has significantly expanded the defensive scope of the Strait of Hormuz, emphasizing stronger control. The new asserted range is nearly 500 kilometers, about 10 times larger than before. A deputy commander stated they would not tolerate any infringement on Iran's waters.
The U.S. Senate approved Kevin Warsh, 56, as the new chairman of the Federal Reserve Board on May 13th. President Trump nominated Warsh to succeed Chairman Powell. Warsh, a former FRB governor, was approved by a 54-45 vote and will serve a 4-year term.
The Peace Council envoy Mladenov stated on May 13th that the Gaza ceasefire is far from perfect due to ongoing violations. He urged Hamas to disarm, linking it to an Israeli military withdrawal from Gaza. Mladenov emphasized that Hamas's armed wing must be dismantled for peace.
A revised draft of the final document for the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty (NPT) review conference has been presented. A paragraph expressing serious concerns about attacks on Iran's nuclear facilities and calling for restraint was notably removed. This change affects discussions on nuclear disarmament.
続いて、文化・芸能ニュースをお伝えします。
Yuji Ono, the famous composer and jazz pianist, has passed away at 84. He died on May 4th due to old age. Ono was widely known for his music for the Lupin III anime series, which he began in 1977. He also composed for the NHK program Chiasana Tabi, leaving a beloved musical legacy.
Japanese director Koji Fukada's film, Nagi Diary, was officially screened at the 79th Cannes Film Festival on May 13th. Attended by actress Takako Matsu, the film received a standing ovation from the audience. This marks Fukada's first time participating in the prestigious competition section at Cannes. The film explores the lives of characters in a rural Japanese town.
Noto Airport will be renamed Pokemon Airport from July for approximately 3 years. The official name will be Noto Satoyama Pokemon with You Airport. This project, supported by the Pokemon with You Foundation, aims to help the Noto region recover from natural disasters. It will be the world's first airport named after Pokemon, featuring characters, special menus, and goods.
Poet Gozo Yoshimasu, 87, has won the inaugural Serpentine X Flag Art Foundation Award in the UK. Announced on May 12th, the award recognizes Yoshimasu's unique art combining poetry, photography, and video. He receives £200,000, about 43 million yen. This is considered the UK's largest contemporary art prize for a single artist.
The 79th Japan Mystery Writers Award winners were announced on May 13th. Miki Fushio's Hyakunen no Jiko won for long novels. Rin Matsuki's Bokura ga Yuyami wo Ume Tabasho received the Short Story Award. Chino Boshi was honored in the criticism category. Stuart Turton's The Last Murder at the End of the World, translated by Kazuyo Misumi, won for translation.
The 61st Venice Biennale is facing controversy and protests over Israel's participation. The entire jury resigned just before the opening. On May 8th, the Japan Pavilion and other national pavilions joined a strike. Demonstrators called for freedom for Palestine at the major international art exhibition, highlighting the political tensions affecting the event.
A farewell gathering was held for Shinya, Luna Sea's drummer, who passed away on February 17th at 56. His wife, former Morning Musume member Aya Ishiguro, expressed her deep sadness. She spoke of his strong will and dedication to music, recalling his plans for a stage return and his wish to not worry fans.
Shinichiro Yoshida, a former Nippon TV announcer known for his passionate Giants baseball commentary, died on April 17th at 79 from duodenal cancer. He famously interviewed manager Shigeo Nagashima, who gave the iconic quote, "Baseball is life itself." Yoshida dedicated his career to vibrant sports broadcasting.
The live-action Legend of Zelda film will now be released on April 30th, 2027. This date is 1 week earlier than its previously announced May 7th, 2027. Schedule. The film is a co-production between Nintendo and Arad Productions, directed by Wes Ball. Filming for the highly anticipated movie reportedly concluded in April 2026.
Kintaro Sakaguchi will star in Fuji TV's October drama Kidnap Game. This major international co-production, filmed across 7 Asian cities, will be broadcast in 18 countries. The story follows simultaneous kidnappings where families must play a dangerous game to save their loved ones. Sakaguchi portrays Detective Toshiro Niide, whose wife is also kidnapped.
今日のニュースは以上です。最後までお付き合いいただき、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。